Yo, what is up, you guys? It's Makai Sippin here, back with another video, and today I'm going to be showing you guys my new best ALC settings, controller sensitivity settings, and my visual sound settings on Apex Legends Season 9. Now, before we start this video, I just want to say thank you so much for the support over the last couple of weeks on my channel. Recently, we just reached 2,000 subscribers, almost to 2,100 subscribers. That's really crazy to me. Thank you so much. And also, the last controller settings video that I put out is almost at 9,000 views with over 170 likes. So thank you so much for the support. Let's keep it going. Let's get to that 2,500 mark, or at least 3K. Hey, dreams can happen, right? But before I start this video, I just want to say please give me a like and subscribe. Really appreciate it. It will make me keep going and putting out content like this every day. And also, I will be live streaming the new Resident Evil game that's coming out on Friday, May 7th. I will be live streaming that as soon as I get the game downloaded on my Xbox, and then we could play, you know, chat, chill out, chill vibes, whatever. Yeah, so yeah, we will be playing that on Friday. And also, please follow the socials: Twitter, TikTok, and Twitch. I do not live stream on Twitch that much, but I'm planning on doing it in the future. I'll mostly live stream on YouTube. But yeah, after we do all of that, we can get started with the video. Alright, so now the first thing we're gonna do is the interact prompt style. I have it on default. Button hits, I have it on. Like I explain this all the time in all my settings videos, the last two settings videos I put out. The reason why I put the button hits on is because it gives me a lot of hints when the stuff that I already do know, but it reminds myself of what I have to do. For example, like I always say, if I'm in the storm and I still have my weapon out, it would tell me to holster my weapons to run faster, and it will always remind me that, and it will come in clutch every time it tells me to holster my weapons, just because I'm running and I'm getting chased by squads and I always have my weapon out instead of holding Y or triangle or whatever button you use to holster your weapons. And yes, button hints is clutch to me, so I recommend you guys having that on. Alright, next thing is crosshair damage feedback. Leave it on X, and then damage numbers, leave it on stacking. Now the reason why you should leave it on these two, or also crosshair damage feedback, put it on off, it doesn't really matter. The reason why you should leave it on these two is because it's really just on preference. My preference is leaving it on X because I just like to see detail, but the try hard way to do it is leaving it on off and having it on stacking. The reason why you should have it on off and stacking is because once you shoot enemies, so let's get the triple take because I'm just right here, you can see the enemy more clearly once you shoot. For example, like this, nothing's in the way. You won't see that crosshair mark when you shoot them, you know, the hit marker. Nothing's in the way, and you can just aim clearly at the opponent every time you shoot. And yeah, for example, let me turn the X mark back on. This is how it looks like if you have the X mark. It's kind of in the way every time you shoot, but it doesn't really matter. It's just preference, because all you have to do is just make sure your aim is on point, and it doesn't really matter at all. But for the people that thinks, you know, mind over matter or something like that, just have it on off and put it on stacking, and I guarantee you will shoot and aim better if you're one of those type of people. Alright, next thing, ping opacity is on faded, because if I have it on default, the ping opacity is like always in a way when I'm ping stuff or when my teammates ping stuff, and I look over at the side and then it's just a big like blop in a way. So I recommend you having this on faded. Obituaries on minimap rotation on off. The reason why it's on off is because if you have it on, the minimap rotation is kind of weird, and it doesn't, like, you can't follow it. Like, it's hard to explain, but I know for the people that has turned this setting off knows what I'm saying. But the reason why you should have this on off is because the minimap rotation is really weird. Every time you walk around, it doesn't follow where you're going. Every time you look at the map, and sometimes it will put you to the wrong direction. When I was first playing this game, I thought that was like the main thing about this game. I did not know you could turn that off, and I was always like running towards the ring, running towards like the storm, getting myself trapped in the storm, just because the way I was moving on the minimap wasn't matching the way I was moving. So that's why I finally turned it off, and I haven't gone back since. Next thing is weapon auto cycle on empty is on, because this is really another preference thing. It's mind over matter, or whatever, you know, muscle memory. That's what it is, muscle memory. For example, let me get two guns. Let me take the ammo out of this. Now, for example, if you have a weapon that has no more ammo in there, for example, let me zoom in, it says 000. This is what it's gonna do if you have it on. So I'll put my whole mag into him, and then it automatically switches. Now some people have this off because on muscle memory, people doesn't really like, they double tap Y every time they run out of ammo. So let me take this ammo out. This is what people do when they have auto cycle on, but their muscle memory tells them to press Y when they run out of ammo. So this will happen. they will automatically just switch back to the other weapon because they're just spamming Y to hurry up and switch to a different gun because they have ran out of all ammo on that gun. So that's why it's just really on your muscle memory. If you press Y when you see your ammo is all gone, then just leave that setting on off. But if you do not do that at all and your muscle memory doesn't tell you to press Y to change your weapons, then leave it on. It will come in clutch. It just all depends on muscle memory. All right, next two things: auto sprint on and double tap sprint on off. Now the reason why you should have those settings the way it is because you should not waste your time at all double clicking to sprint and also clicking to sprint when all you can do is just move the left stick and you automatically sprint. This will help you and your team really good. It would be a really good benefit to your team and yourself if you're playing solos if you have these settings on the way they are, because say for example you're in a fight or you're looting and then you have to double click just to run. That's like, I mean, it's really on preference if you want to have that on, but I'm telling you, moving without clicking anything at all is clutch and it will make you more try hard at the game. Trust me on this, it has helped me ever since I've been playing Call of Duty and they had this setting on their settings. Next thing, incoming damage feedback on 3D. Another preference thing, you can have it on whatever you want, but I have it on 3D. Taking damage closes death box or crafting menu is on off. Now the reason why it's on off is because if you get shot while in the death box menu and you have it on, it's just gonna keep clicking you out of it. So say if you need to shield swap or whatever, they're gonna shoot you like one time and then they're gonna close you out and you never got the ammo you needed or the shield that you wanted so you could shield swap and get back in the fight. It's really annoying if you have that on. So please, I recommend you have it on off, so as soon as you shield swipe, all you gotta do is just press the back button to get out and continue to fight. Next thing is hop up, pop up on, and then you could just ignore all of these settings. You don't really have to focus on those settings. Now for the last thing, for gameplay accessibility, colorblind mode is Tritanopia or Protanopia. The reason why you guys should have it on one of those two is because these is how everything looks like. Let me turn it back on. I accidentally turned it off. This is how the armor looks like if you have it on Protanopia or Tritanopia. It makes the colors more vibrant, more fluid looking, and it just looks way better than having it on off. Let me show you a before and after on how Protanopia and nothing at all looks like. This is how it looks like on off. Take a look at the purple and red shield. If you have it on off, the red shield mostly look like an orange lava type looking color, and the purple just looks like a darker purple. While if you have it on, let me turn it back on, the purple looks more light, it looks lighter, and the red looks actually red, not a lava looking type of color. Everything just looks vibrant and way better than having it on off. So please, I recommend you having these settings on Protanopia or Tritanopia. But I have so many comments from the last video. If you are actually colorblind, please put whatever settings that you have to put to make your eyes look, make the game look better to your eyes. Do not turn to these settings if you are actually colorblind. Please do not do that for the sake of your eyes. All right, so now here's another preference thing with accessibility. Have the subtitles on, and then the rest is just, whatever your preference is. Now the reason why I have subtitles on is because sometimes I forget what the person has pinged me to do, or when a person asks for something on my team, or say that the announcer said the ring is closing. Sometimes I don't pay attention at all and I don't hear what's going on. So it's a good thing to see on my screen and I read what's going on the game, and it's coming in clutch many of times. So I recommend you having these subtitles on. Alright, so now we're on the main event, the controller part. Everybody's been waiting for it. ALC settings, sensitivity settings, etc. But the first thing we're going to start off with is button layout. Now for button layout, if you're a Fortnite player, play as button puncher because you can still crouch the way you are doing it in Fortnite without having to transition from crouching to B. You could just crouch with the right stick button. So I recommend you playing as button puncher if you're a Fortnite player, or if you're just a regular, chill out player on Apex, then leave it on default. Don't change anything in controller presets. Next thing is stick layout is on default, and then the next thing is interact/reload button, which is tap to use and reload. Now I'm going to tell you two things with this option right here. Tap to use and tap to reload is clutch if you want to be like a fast-paced type of gamer, try hard in the game, because this is what you do when you pick up stuff. Let's get the ammo save right here. You pick all of this up in a quick second just by tapping it instead of holding it. Let me take all this out right here. So that's basically what it is when you tap to use, tap to reload. You don't have to hold the reload button to reload at all. You just tap it, and yeah, that's basically what it is. Now for another thing that sometimes comes in clutch, if you have it on tap to use, hold to reload. Now this is another thing for people that are hiding behind doors and you can't reload at all because it opens the door when you reload, and it's quite annoying if you're trying to reload and you're trying to block the door from enemies. So this is what, when you use this option, this button to do it when you're hiding for enemies, because all you gotta do is hold the X button to reload without opening the door, and then when you come close to the door, all you gotta do is tap it, and then that's how it works. So if you want to be one of those type of players that hide behind doors and trying to reload their gun, have it on these settings. If you just want to be a regular tryhard player and be a fast-paced player, then have it on tap to use, tap to reload. Alright, next thing, crouch button is toggle. Some people have it on hold. Now the reason why they have it on hold, I'm about to explain it to you right now, is because look at what it does when you have it on hold. Look how fast that I'm crouch spamming when I have it on hold. This is many reasons why people have it on hold for crouch toggle, or not crouch toggle, just crouch on hold, because you could just spam it like this. It's just crazy how many times you can spam the crouch button and move as fast as you can without getting hit in the head or whatever, and you could just make the enemy's aim go off. And yeah, this is why people have it on hold. But the reason why I have my crouch button on toggle is because I have not practiced with that yet, and sometimes I do need a crouch without having to hold the crouch button at all, because if you have the crouch button on hold, you will have to hold the button to crouch at all times, because every time you let it go, you're just gonna stand back up. And I have not practiced with that yet, so that's why I have the crouch button on toggle. But for the people that really want to be try hard, practice in the training grounds and have this on hold and just practice. Alright, so now the next thing after crouch button is aim button, which is on hold, because why would you put it on toggle? Pretty weird to me that you play on toggle for aim buttons, so you just got to keep tapping it to let go of the aim button, which is really weird. Survival slot button, this is a new setting that has been made by Respawn because people have complained about not being able to emote their heirlooms every time they run, for example like this. Because if you have this button on, it's gonna be looking like this. You gotta hold down the emote pad, which is the down D pad, and then you gotta press inspect weapon to do that. So when this setting wasn't here and they changed everything with that new event with the heat shields and stuff, people was doing this just to flip their heirlooms, and it was pretty annoying. So that's why Respawn listened to their fans and put this new option in the settings, which is survival slot button on off. Now this is another preference. If you just want to have to do this with your heirloom, have it on off. If you want to just clutch it up with the heat shield, and have it on. Trigger dead zones is on none. I don't really know what this is, but many people have it on default or moderate, but I have it on none. Menu cursor speed, this is another critical thing. This is involving you with your analog cursor, make it move faster. This is the default when people have it right here. This is how it is when it's default, and you can see how it moves pretty slow. It's still kind of fast, but really I recommend you having it to at least right here. It moves a lot faster if you have it like this, and it will become clutch if you're in the death boxes and you're trying to get loot, ammo, heat shields, regular shields, shield cells, whatever, etc. So please put your cursor speed at least up to right here. It will come in clutch. Alright, so now we're finally on to the main part, which is the movement / aiming, or the ALC settings that people have been waiting for, or you probably just skipped, which is fine by me. But all you're gonna have to do, I'm gonna zoom in because some people said that they cannot find their ALC settings button to click on so they can change it. But all you're gonna have to do is just keep pressing the down D pad, and then once you see it right here, which is zoomed in, you'll see that it's highlighted right here under vibration, and all you got to do is just click it or press A, and then there you go, you're in the custom look controls. Now I'm not really gonna say everything right here stating everything. You guys can just copy it, so I'm gonna just pause right here for a quick second. Alright, so now that I showed you guys that part, you guys can just pause it or whatever. I'm gonna go to the other half. Alright, so now that was it for my ALC settings. If I went too fast, just go back and pause. Yeah, this is really basically it. It's clutch to me. It's fast. It's the the aim assist have been helping me really well when I have these settings on. Yeah, these are the best ALC settings for me. And you look at that laser right there. Just a little preview if you guys want to see it. Let me just do it right here. lasered. Yeah, so those are my ALC settings right there. But now I'm about to show you guys the settings for the people that do not know what our ALC settings and doesn't know what to do when it's like this. This is my settings right here when I turn these off. 6 to 4, perfect balance to have it on the game, perfect balance 6 to 4. But if you also want to keep going up, then put it to 7 to 5. That's kind of a little bit too high for me, so that's why I keep it on 6 to 4. Please keep it on 6 to 4. And also, if you're a starter player and never played an FPS game, then I recommend you just having it on the default settings and just keep it going every time you play the game and you think you got better. Keep putting the look sensitivity and the look sensitivity ADS speed higher and higher until you're used to those settings, and just keep it like that. Per optic settings, these are my per optic settings right here. If you want to have it on, I have it right here, you know, ×1 is high 4, and then I keep it going higher because they're kind of too slow. So yeah, these are my per optic ADS sensitivity settings. Response curve is classic, look dead zone is none, movement dead zone is small, inverted look is off, and then vibration is off, because it kind of messes up my shot when I have it on, and I really recommend you having this on off. Now this is pretty much a preference, because as I know, many FPS players that play on console love vibration as I did before in the past, but recently I turned it off and I have shot way better with this off. Another preference to you guys: if you want to have it on, keep it on. If you want to have it on off, then keep it off. Alright, so now we're on to the video settings. I have my brightness right here, or you can keep it right here, or right here. But best for me is right here, because it's not too bright, not too dark, and I can see everything quite well, especially in the shadows when people are camping in the shadows, or you know, somewhere that's far away from me that's too dark for me to see. But these brightness settings came in clutch on the way it is right now. So yeah, just keep it right here. Let me show you guys right again. Keep it right here, or right here. Alright, so now field of view. Tons of people tell me that having it on max messes up your FPS, or you can't see enemies at all like this. I think I'm gonna make a video about how to play my field of view on max, because tons of people are like unconfident in themselves when they have their field of view on max. But what I recommend you having it on is either 104, 108, or 110. Right now I have it on 108, but it doesn't really make a difference if you have it on max. But you know, I'm just that kind of a weirdo. But this is how it looks like on 108. The reason why you should have it on 108 is because it makes your screen more wide, and you just see everything from your left, right, up, and down if you just have it on 108 or 110. Really comes in clutch when you can see everything in your field of vision, field of view. Please, I recommend you having this on 108. It would come in clutch. This is what it looks like if you have it on default. Let me restore it to default. You do not want this at all. Just look how bad this looks like. It's just too close. It looks like I'm playing Warzone. And then also, if you have your field of view like this with these sensitivity settings that are like really high, it looks kind of weird when you're moving fast but you're in a closed screen. So that's why I recommend you having this on all the way to 108. Next thing is sprint view shake. It's on minimal. People just tell me to put it on minimal. I do not know really what this do, but just have your sprint view shake on minimal, not normal. Alright, so now for the last part is the audio settings. This is really another preference to you guys, but for the main two things that you should do is have your master volume on 100% and have your sound effects volume at least to 100 to 85, so you can hear the footsteps and everything that's going on. And now for the rest of it, you could just leave it how it is. I put my music volume at least 20, lobby music volume to 25%. Really on preference, do what you gotta do, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Alright you guys, that was it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please tell me in the comments what you guys think of it. If these settings helped you out, improved, made you worse, or whatever, just please tell me. Opinions matter to me, you guys. Also, I'm sorry for mumbling or messing up on a few words. I just got out of work like not 6 hours ago, but I was on a 6-hour shift and I just got out of work an hour ago, and I just started doing this video for at least 30 minutes. So please forgive me on that. I really hope I don't sound stupid in this video. But yeah, anyways, like and subscribe to the video. I hope you guys made it this far, so you can check out this sick outro that I'm about to put out with the music Mr. Rage. That's what it is, Mr. Rage instrumental, for the people that have been asking me. And yeah, I'm out of here. Thanks for watching.
perfect.